I made over $15,000 in 30 days from one account stealing content. Now, no, what I'm doing is not plagiarizing other people's content. What I do is use a underutilized social media strategy to print views, and it is so easy that it feels illegal. And in this video, I'm gonna show you the exact way that I do it, how you can do it too, entirely for free. This strategy is hiding in plain sight, and if you're watching this video, I can guarantee you that you have seen this strategy used. You just don't realize how much money you can make from doing it. On the screen right now, I have my Stripe dashboard. Just today, we've made over $6,000, and we have $10,000 in payouts still on the way. And not just that, but we also have automated YouTube channels that in months like April make over $4,000 just in a single month, not including what this client pays us on retainer. What my company does and what I do for a living is create clips from long form content. That's it. So Nate, how do you make this much money? How do you make $15,000 from one client every single month? Okay, I know the beginning of this video sounds crazy, right? Nate, what is stealing content? Why does this feel illegal? Why is it so easy? Well, if you have ever scrolled on TikTok or YouTube, you will see videos where it's long form content that's trimmed down into a short form 30-second to a minute long clip with subtitles, PNG pop-ups, and B-roll. Now, I'm sure you guys just think, oh, these influencers just want to grow. That's why they're posting this. In reality, there's a whole underground market of clippers. It literally feels like the black market online in 2012, where everybody knows each other, everybody is printing money, and everybody is getting millions and millions of views and charging people hand over fist for that service. You guys have already seen platforms like WAP Content Rewards, Paper, and all of the other competitors who are basically paying editors per 1,000 views, anywhere from $1 to $3. That hasn't been a thing. That started 6 months ago when Aman Ghazi made his big investment into WAP. As a result, there's been a ton more attention from big businesses and brands as to what clipping is and what it can do for their business. I got contacted recently by a company that spends over $80 million a year in paid ads who wants to onboard some of their advertising budget into clipping. And by being early to this trend and by being early to stealing content, you can solidify yourself in the next 5 years as one of the industry leaders and be able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month, just like I do. So let me pull up the example on screen for you guys, which is QCP. Now, QCP obviously has a massive YouTube following. If you guys don't know him, it's him right here. He's got a cooking YouTube channel where he remakes popular dishes, he tries food, and he does collaborations with other creators. I shot him an Instagram DM. I said, look, I'm sure you've seen the advent of short form content. I'm sure you see it all over your For You page and you're wondering how you can get involved. I told him my company Clipper can help him out. He luckily shot me back a DM and said, hey man, let's try it out. I gave him a 30-day free trial where my company created 2 fan accounts for him and then QCP clips on TikTok as well. As you guys can see right here, I have it sorted by oldest. When we started posting, we were getting a few thousand views, but it was all content from his live streams and his long form YouTube videos. Now, this is where most people quit. Most people would say, Nate, it's been 2 weeks. None of my content's getting any views. I don't know what to do, right? All of a sudden, after posting 1 video a day for about 2 weeks, we had a video hit 111,000 views. This was the click for not only me, but QCP as well, that we were onto something. So what did he do? He renewed his package. He stayed for another month and he actually paid us $3,000 to do 2 clips every single day and continue our efforts. As a result, we ended up getting a video with 928,000 views. Then the organic printer that is the algorithm turned on for us. All of a sudden, every video, 300K, 40K, 60K, 15K, 20K, 60K, into the 2.1 million view region after only 60 days. So in this case, stealing content is really just a fun word and a fun way to say that you are repurposing long form content. That's all this is. You're taking existing content, putting subtitles, PNG pop-ups, and B-roll over it so that it can be monetized on these platforms, and you are charging people a fee in order to do that. So not only did we get paid a fee, but once his YouTube channel blew up and we were able to monetize it, we were able to make $4,000, not including the retainer that we have, just in the month of April. And that's also not including the $4,000 we made on the TikTok creator program as well. Now, in some cases, influencers will just tell you, hey, keep all of the ad revenue, just charge me less every month. And in those instances, you will still be able to be profitable, especially if you are doing the clips on your own. Because if you are a editor, right, you have editing ability in Adobe Premiere Pro or CapCut, you can do this entirely yourself and manage 2 or 3 clients and make $10,000 or $15,000 a month. Now, the difference with me is I ended up hiring editors because I don't know how to edit myself to do this for me. Now that takes a lot more organization, and I have tons of other videos directly on how to scale a clipping agency. This video is going to be more so a case study on the accounts so that anybody watching this figures out what the business model is and how you can start doing it today. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Nathan, there's no way that every creator doesn't know about that. And you would be right. If you talk to any influencer or any business, at this point, they understand the impact that organic content has on their business or on their YouTube channel or on their Instagram page. The issue is that they try to reinvent the wheel. They're scared to have a derivative channel or pseudo accounts, fan pages, whatever you want to call them, because it is taking a risk. A lot of influencers and a lot of businesses don't have the money to just waste on organic content if it's not going to work. That is why doing a free trial month was so impactful for a lot of our clients, because we built that trust with them so that when we presented them with a deal that cost money, they were more willing to say, hey, it's really not even a gamble at this point. We know it's going to work. So the only person taking the risk is going to be you. And in business, you have to take calculated risks in order to succeed. The other reason why people don't do this is they just don't see the vision. They don't understand why certain videos can go viral after the fact. To prove that to you guys, I will show you a long form version of a video that we clipped, how many views it has on long form, and then I will show you how many views that same video has on short form. I do want to say, if you guys have capital, you have experience, and you want to avoid some of the same mistakes that I made in starting this business over the last few years, I do have a one-on-one coaching opportunity. We don't accept everybody. This is for people who have experience and who are trained already a little bit, where I can come in, help you guys grow your clipping agency or your income from YouTube and TikTok creator programs to a level where you can live a great lifestyle, build a business, and do it at a jump-started rate. I'm gonna make sure you don't make all the same mistakes I made. I'm gonna help you hire editors, train them. I will help you learn how to edit if that's where you wanna go. I'll help you build these channels, land clients, and give you all of my processes that I have in my business to ensure that yours succeeds as well. Now, this obviously costs money. So if you're somebody without capital, you don't need to go here. I have a private Discord that is $50 a month where I get weekly calls with everybody in there. I'll talk to you guys every day, as well as a free Discord where you can ask me questions entirely for free. Because the truth is, you do not need me to be successful. You can completely do this on your own from all of the info that I give out for free in all of my YouTube videos. But if you're somebody who wants that jump start, the option is available to you, and that will be linked below. Okay, so on the screen right now, I have a long form video from QCP with only 179,000 views 4 months ago. Okay, so I want you guys to take a guess. We took a clip from this video that we created, and I want you to just estimate how many views you think it got before we watch the moment. Okay, so now on the screen, I will play the moment for you. I'm gonna play the beginning. I'll click through a little bit of the video so you get an idea, and then I will show you the short form clip so that you can see how we actually create viral content from non-viral videos.
But there's better ways to do this, guys. Let's use our brains. Disgusting.
I'm gonna show you how to make mac and cheese for this holiday season. First, boil your pasta, get it out the way.
14 million likes on a mac and cheese. If you haven't seen this video, you haven't been on TikTok. This lovely young lady made mac and cheese and broke.
As you can see, very animated. He's reacting to an already viral video. And then throughout the content, he basically goes about
It's called kava.
watching it, providing some banter. He's obviously very good at that. And then, you know, he cooks the dish. And then at the end of the video, you get to see the result. It takes him about 5 minutes, I believe, to cook the entire dish. But there you go, right? Now take that video, and it has 179,000 views on long form, and estimate how many views the short form clip got. Did you say 1 million? Did you say 5 million? Were you insane enough to say 10 million views? What if I told you you're all wrong? And what if I told you that video got 13 million views as a short form clip? Not only that, but our channel gained about 30,000 subscribers just from posting that one video. And we made an additional, I believe, $1,000 from that 13 million view video, not including his retainer, not including the benefit of having him as a client, not including all of the clients that QCP has referred us as a result. This video printed basically $10,000 worth of value of new business, ad revenue, a retainer, making sure he stayed. Obviously, you're going to be super happy after that video. So just from that, would you guys have imagined that that video did that well? That's what a lot of influencers don't realize, is they don't realize that these long form videos they're making just aren't entertaining enough, but the short form version of it could get 10, 20, 30 million views. That's not including how many views this got on TikTok, which would add another 7 million, and on Instagram, which would add another 3 million, because we post these videos on all 3 platforms without changing the videos at all. So now let's do a step-by-step breakdown of all of the things that we did to this video to make it go viral. So I want you guys to pay attention first to the hook.
I'm gonna show you how to make mac and cheese for this holiday season. First, boil your pasta. Get it out the way.
This lovely young lady made mac and cheese and broke the internet with 136 million views.
Very animated, very in your face, and right off the bat, like I've said in a bunch of videos, we're establishing the story. We're establishing the importance, we're establishing what is going to happen, right? Now I want you to notice a very key, important detail here. This long form video is not always centered on his face. Sometimes he's off on the side, like right here, he's misaligned. We always add the TikTok dimensions where he is the center of the video. And not only that, but his head is almost touching the top of the frame. We call it the upper third. If you guys ever went to film school or any kind of courses, you know the face of the person in the video should be in the upper third. Now, we always like to have the subtitles in the middle of the screen. You guys can add this in CapCut or Premiere Pro. It's extremely easy, and there's actually AI clipping tools like Opus that can actually do this for you. Now, anytime there's a moment of emphasis, like when he says, does he deserve all these views? We will pop that up, we'll add an animation that's also very easy to do, and we will change the color of that text to a yellow. Just adds a little bit of an extra boost for retention, and it adds an engaging element in a video that might not feel all that engaging. Another thing that we do that's extremely important that you guys need to make sure to do in your clips is to cut out all of the dead space and all of the jargon and the random words and the filler topics and just get right to the point.
I'm gonna show you how to make mac and cheese for this holiday season. First, boil your pasta. Get it out the way.
So obviously we kept this part in for the hook.
14 million likes.
We cut out the part where he said 14 million likes because
Mac and cheese. If you haven't seen this
none
video,
of this
you
is
haven't been on
really
TikTok.
that important.
This lovely young lady made mac and cheese and broke the internet with
We just cut right to
136 million views.
We cut right to 136 million views. We cut out all that stuff. We just went right to 136 million views. Why did we do that? Most people would have kept in that entire portion and a bunch of people would have clicked off. It's because 11 million likes doesn't sound as crazy as 136 million views. So in my mind, none of that prior information was even relevant until he got to 136 million views. So that's why we cut that part out. Now let's go back to the short form.
When you can't even taste it, that's why I'm gonna make it with her right now.
That's why I'm gonna make it with her right now.
That's incredibly impressive. Does she deserve all
So we cut out, that's incredibly impressive.
You can't even
We cut out, does she deserve all these views? We just said,
taste it.
when
That's
you
why
can't
I'm
even
gonna
taste
make
it,
it
that's
with
why
her
I'm gonna
right
make
now.
it
Come
with
on
her
in.
right now. Very quick cut, very fast. Then he says, we're gonna make that with her right now. He's gonna bring her in and add some comedic effect. And then he goes right to putting the pot on the stove. We cut out the entire part where he says, first we have to boil the pasta, because that's obvious, right? And then we cut right back to where he talks about the pasta.
It's called cavatappi.
We obviously leave in the part where he corrects her. And then the rest of this, guys, is purely just banter and just cutting out any kind of fluff, any filler information, anything that the audience feels like is obvious, we will exclude. So what's obvious? Him putting a pot on the stove. Does that really need to be in the video? No, you're gonna see that the pot's on the stove later. So why even include it in the first place? Now, again, this is what makes the difference between a video with 179,000 views and a video with 13 million, okay? And that doesn't include all the other clips that we gathered from this video as well before this moment even happened. A bunch of the other clips that you guys are seeing right now on the timeline, we have actually made videos of, and they've gotten millions and millions of views. You can also transform this content to be monetized. Now, the reason I am making this a little bit of a more in-depth topic is because this video would not be monetizable if we didn't have direct permission from the influencer. That's the benefit of working with these people directly one-on-one. If you guys are like, Nate, I don't have the ability to connect with these influencers, I just want to do this myself, all you have to do is add a little bit more B-roll and YouTube will consider your content original and transformative enough to be monetized. So on TikTok, we've never had a problem. On TikTok, you can get away with this exact style. YouTube is a little bit different. And a great example of a YouTube channel that does this and adds a lot of B-roll is Income Infinity that I've talked about in a bunch of my other videos. I'm going to play a video for you guys right now, and you guys will be able to notice something that I will point out later.
Hit 100 million. If you want to beat T-Series, T-Series is about to have more subscribers than there are people in America, so I'm not quite sure that's even possible. But I want to get 1 subscriber right behind PewDiePie, then I'll lie to him and we'll have a chat. We'll see what happens.
As you guys can see from that video, there was a ton of B-roll. And that is very important to make sure that these videos stay monetized is by rolling B-roll every 3 to 4 seconds. So cut to the main topic, cut back to B-roll. Cut to the main topic, cut back to B-roll. That is how you can ensure that your videos will stay monetized on YouTube. And Income Infinity, this person's actually a friend of a friend. I know that personally he makes anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 every single month and doesn't have any issues with YouTube monetizing his content. Even though it's Mr. Beast, even though it's one of the biggest influencers in the world who you think YouTube is like, that's the wonder child of YouTube, he doesn't care. Influencers actually want you guys to clip for them. They just don't realize how valuable it is. And sometimes you need to show them the value before they'll end up paying you for it. Now, just by implementing these strategies, we were able to take QCP from, no views on these fan pages to 300K subs, 220,000 followers, as well as Amalfi Jets from 200,000 followers all the way to 2.8 million in 6 months. They generated 4.3 billion organic views in their first 6 months of working with us. And think about what that did to their business, right? I don't know the numbers and I can't tell you guys off the top of my head, but all I know is that if you were a business or an influencer and you got 4 billion organic views, there's no way that you don't see an insane increase in the revenue and the profit that you guys are making, right? So why wouldn't somebody want to pay you guys for this exact service? You can monetize this strategy by charging people a monthly retainer. You can monetize this by making people pay you per 1,000 views. You can take advantage of things like WAP content rewards and Paper and other platforms that will pay you a CPM. Or you can do what I did, not know how to edit at all, find a way to sell, find a way to land clients, reach out to people over Instagram DM, LinkedIn emails, and then hire editors to do this entire thing for you. And all you have to do is make sure that they're delivering content, make sure they're getting views, because that's where a lot of people go wrong. A lot of people think that your job is just to create the content. It's not. Your job is to create views. So as long as you're doing that, you're going to be totally okay. Now, if you're somebody who wants more example videos, if you want a more in-depth guide, if you follow me on Instagram at Nathan Johnson and send me a DM that says guide, I will send you a free PDF with a lot more in-depth information than I provided in this video. And that is entirely for free. There's no catch. If you guys want more of this content and you want to learn more for free, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on notifications, leave a like and a comment. It helps me out a ton in the algorithm. And until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this made a lot of sense. I hope you got some inspiration and motivation that you can do this too. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.